Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0138, relates to the Honda Accord 2023 Plus and indicates a problem with the secondary heated oxygen sensor, secondary HO2S or sensor 2. This specific DTC is triggered when the output voltage from the secondary HO2S is higher than expected, suggesting that the powertrain control module, PCM, has detected an abnormality in the circuit. The secondary HO2S is critical for monitoring exhaust gases after they have passed through the catalytic converter, ensuring that the vehicle operates efficiently and meets emissions standards. The functionality of this sensor is integral to the overall performance of the engine and exhaust systems. Proper diagnostics and repair are essential to maintain optimal efficiency and emissions compliance. The error description for DTC P0138 indicates an issue with the secondary heated oxygen sensor, also known as sensor 2. This sensor is situated downstream from the catalytic converter in the exhaust system and plays a crucial role in providing the PCM with real-time data about the oxygen levels in the exhaust gases. If the sensor's output voltage is excessively high, the PCM recognizes this deviation from normal operating parameters. The PCM uses this information to adjust the fuel mixture entering the engine and optimize combustion, therefore affecting fuel efficiency and emissions. A malfunctioning secondary HO2S can lead to increased exhaust emissions and reduced performance of the vehicle, highlighting the necessity for immediate diagnostics and repair. When diagnosing DTC P0138, there are several possible causes to consider. A short circuit within the wiring that connects the secondary HO2S to the PCM could lead to abnormally high voltage readings. This may be due to insulation damage or pinched wires, leading to erroneous signals being sent to the PCM. Additionally, the secondary HO2S itself may be defective, failing to function within the required voltage range. A faulty powertrain control module, PCM, could also be to blame, although this is less common. Each of these potential issues can cause the PCM to log the P0138 error code, necessitating thorough inspection and testing to identify the true cause. The symptoms associated with DTC P0138 can be quite noticeable and can severely affect vehicle performance. Drivers may experience increased fuel consumption due to improper air-fuel mixture adjustments made by the PCM when it receives incorrect signals from the secondary HO2S. Additionally, poor engine performance might manifest as rough idling, hesitation during acceleration, or an overall decrease in power. The check engine light will illuminate on the dashboard as a warning that a fault has been detected by the onboard diagnostic system. These symptoms indicate the need for immediate attention, as unresolved issues can lead to more significant damage to engine components. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0138 is to start the engine and maintain the engine speed at 3,000 RPM without any load until the radiator fan activates. This technique allows for monitoring the operation of the secondary HO2S under controlled conditions. Keeping the engine at this RPM will help ensure that the sensor has enough time to react to normal exhaust flows, as well as to validate its output voltage. Observing when the radiator fan engages provides a clear indicator that the engine is operating at a temperature conducive for testing. This initial check is crucial for establishing whether the secondary HO2S is exhibiting any abnormalities in its readings under standard operational conditions. In the second step, we focus on inspecting the external circuits connected to the secondary HO2S. Begin this process by disconnecting the secondary HO2S connector, which typically comes in a 4-pin configuration. Then, the next step involves checking the external circuit, including inspecting the SO2 and SO2SG circuits for continuity and shorting. This step is vital because a failure in the wiring or connections could contribute to the high voltage issue seen in the code reading. The goal is to confirm that the wiring is intact and functioning correctly, as damage or disconnections can lead to erroneous high voltage readings, prompting the PCM to throw the P0138 DTC. After examining the external wiring and confirming no faults, the next troubleshooting step involves inspecting the powertrain control module, PCM. You will validate the PCM's output voltage to ensure it's functioning correctly. With the secondary HO2S disconnected, jump the appropriate terminals of the connector and switch the vehicle to on mode without starting the engine. Using a diagnostic scan tool like the HDS, check the readings from the HO2S-S2 sensor output. If the voltage readings exceed a specified threshold, this indicates a malfunction in the PCM, or there may still be issues with the secondary HO2S itself. This step provides critical insight into whether the problem lies in the sensor, the wiring, or within the PCM. In the final step of the troubleshooting process for DTC P0138, if all preceding checks have indicated normal conditions, the focus must shift to the secondary heated oxygen sensor itself. This step confirms whether the sensor is indeed the root cause of the DTC. To execute this test, connect the secondary HO2S back to its connector and monitor its functionality according to specified diagnostic parameters. If the outputs remain abnormal, despite all other components being in working order, it is relatively clear that the secondary HO2S needs to be replaced. Proper diagnosis ensures that unnecessary part replacements are avoided, maintaining both cost-effectiveness and repair accuracy. After repairs have been performed for DTC P0138, it is essential to verify that the issue has been resolved effectively. Begin by clearing the DTC using the diagnostic scan tool. Once the code has been cleared, take the vehicle for a test drive under various conditions to ensure that everything is operating normally. Monitoring for any reemergence of the check engine light and observing the vehicle's overall performance are key aspects of this verification. If the DTC does not return and the vehicle operates smoothly, this confirms that the repair efforts were successful. It's an essential final step to ensure that the problems have indeed been resolved and that the vehicle is functioning optimally. To prevent future occurrences of DTC P0138, regular preventive maintenance is important. Start by routinely inspecting the wiring associated with the secondary heated oxygen sensor to ensure there are no signs of wear, fraying, or insulation damage that could lead to short circuits or faulty readings. Additionally, ensuring that the sensor connections are clean and free from corrosion can help maintain proper functionality. It's also wise to check for any signs of exhaust leaks that could disrupt the readings from the O2 sensor. Adhering to these preventive maintenance measures will not only extend the longevity of the components involved, but also ensure consistent vehicle performance and compliance with emission standards. In conclusion, diagnosing and addressing the P0138 error proficiently involves understanding the nuances of the secondary heated oxygen sensor and its interaction with the powertrain control module. Following a systematic troubleshooting process is crucial, beginning from basic inspections to more complex PCM evaluations. Each step should be performed meticulously to isolate the root cause effectively without overlooking any critical circuit or sensor issues. Additionally, Employing preventive maintenance practices will help mitigate the risk of future DTC occurrences. Ultimately, proactive management ensures the Honda Accord continues to operate efficiently while remaining compliant with regulatory emission standards. By understanding, diagnosing, and maintaining vehicle components effectively, you contribute toward better performance and reliability. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.